Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part 5 of this current unboxing. And it's a small, like, these episodes are going to be smaller, but there's going to be pretty cool stuff. I hope you enjoy it. The first book is an interesting one. I go down these rabbit holes of trying to find characters' first appearances and characters' appearances in the different ages as well. So, for example, like, you think of Golden Age characters reappearing in the Silver and Bronze and so forth ages. Well, this character is a very major character. Originally a Golden Age character, but was kind of the inspiration for many other swamp characters. So, basically, the character is called the Heap. And the Heap was originally a character from Airboy. Actually, I have it behind me, Airboy comics. And it was like this German soldier that got kind of plane crashed into a swamp and basically got reborn as the Heap, which is kind of like a swamp thing, monster. And the popularity of that character, well, it was inspiration for both Swamp Thing, Man Thing, and some other swamp-like characters. Well, this is one of those other swamp-like characters. This is Spawn number 73, and this is the first appearance of the Heap. They weren't so original with the name because it's the exact same name, but it's inspired by the original Heap. So, Spawn number 73. So, I thought it was kind of cool, and it's cool that they have him on the cover as well versus Spawn. So yeah, so bit of a rabbit hole, but I do like getting these first appearances of these kind of cool characters. The next one is just a weird thing that I collect. I like 3D, I like gimmicky things. I like 3D comics, Infinity comics, Negative Space comics. Well, this is a 3D comic, but it also has a bit of good girl art and a bit of other coolness to it. I'll show you. So here it is. This is Mr. Monster 3D. And you can see it's got a bit of good girl, which is another thing I like. But I'm not sure if you can see it, but if, like, I can feel it when I rub my fingers along it. Wherever you see the red, and even I think these things, this one right here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's got a bit of a like a surface to it. It's not flat. So they embossed the cover as well. So I think that's kind of cool that they not only made the cover sexy and all that kind of stuff with kind of 3D kind of art style, but they also made the cover actually have a bit of a 3D kind of feel to it. So it's a pretty cool one. Mr. Monster Triple Threat. So I like 3D comics. I think they're fun. Okay. And if you ever wonder what's the first 3D comic, it was actually a Mighty Mouse comic. So yeah, so a little bit of history there too. It was published by St. John in 1953, I believe. Okay, this next book is cited as being one of the rarest of the Jumbo issues. And that's why I picked it up. It's Jumbo 87. It's supposedly just a really hard one to find. It probably has Sky Girl in it as well, which is cool. Sky Girl at this time would have been done by Matt Baker, so this would be Matt Baker art inside. So Jumbo number 87. And actually, I'm going to open it up. We've got lots of time. I only got a few books to show, so let's open it up and see some Matt Baker art. Hopefully I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh, sorry. But let's see. I'm pretty sure this should have Matt Baker art inside for Sky Girl. It's got the Ghost Gallery. This is kind of a cool little panel. But let's see. Let's see if I can find some Sky Girl. The Hawk. Oh yeah, there's some Sky Girl. So this would be done by Matt Baker at that time. Sometimes they, for Sky Girl, they have really great splash pages. This is what I would say is a mediocre one. But, oh, this one's got a bit of a loose centerfold. Oh, jeez. The centerfold just popped out. But you can see, at this point, Sky Girl's getting sexier. When they originally did Sky Girl, it wasn't necessarily as sexy. Really, Matt Baker kind of started taking her over, and he progressively made her a more and more sexy character. So a very interesting one. It's a little bit sad that it's got a loose centerfold, but I knew that it was a low grade. Actually, other than the fact that it has a loose centerfold, it's actually quite a nice copy. One second, let me see if I can get it back in without mangling it. So it's My Comic Shop. Whenever they grade things very, very strictly. I think they gave it a 1.8. It'd probably actually grade out at even a 3. You can actually have a loose centerfold even at a 3 if the cover presents really, really well. And it does present really, really well. So if I show it to you, you can see what I mean. I mean, it looks very nice. It's just that the centerfold is loose. Well, it's totally out. Okay, this next few books are also from My Comic Shop. These were ones I won in an auction, and they're incredibly rare. Like, these are 3D books as well, but it's done in a different style. This is called True Vision, and this is like, what they would do is they would do this black border, and all the pages inside have this black border, and then they would, if you can see, the backgrounds would be very bland colors, or done in grays, and the foreground things would be done in sort of a more vibrant color. And what that would do is create this kind of 3D effect. So you don't need to use glasses. Very expensive style because you have to use a lot of black ink, but it would create this 3D effect. It never caught on. They only did it for a few issues, but you know, it was a very cool thing that they did. These romance ones were exceptionally rare because you know, it's kind of a weird thing to have romance books with 3D, but that's what they did. So this, you know, very rare book. I don't even think there's many on the census, less than 10 on the census probably. And just a really, really great find. So I won this auction for this one. So this is Romantic Adventures number 48. It's a nice Good Girl art cover as well. Now this next one is another one of these 3D ones, but it's coverless. I didn't have to pay much for it, but it's Romantic Adventures. It doesn't say what number it is. I believe this is number 45. Or 40, yeah, 46 actually. So this is what they would look like inside. And you can see the artwork is quite nice inside. This is interior artwork. Really good artwork for for this. And you can see how the black border really makes the image pop. They actually gave a repro cover. This is what the cover would look like. Actually, it almost looks like an original cover. Not sure, but I think it's a repro cover. But yeah, but it's a very cool book. So yeah, so that's the next one on my list. So I've been trying to get the complete collection of these ones. I think there's about 13 in total. I think I'm only missing like 4. But they're quite hard to get, especially the romance ones. The romance ones are the most difficult. But they did like a whole bunch of different titles. Like they did like Cookie was one of the titles. Atomic Sub was another one of the titles. And it was just all through the company ACG. And it was very, very unique way of creating a 3D comic without having to, you know, use glasses. Now some other stuff that I picked up was this one. This is My Secret Life. It's just a romance comic. It was very affordable, so I thought, oh, why not pick it up? It's kind of a nice little Good Girl one. And this is who did the cover? Nicholas. I can't really read that. I'm gonna have to require you guys to read it. So Nicholas something. I can't really read it. So yeah. Okay. I can't read it. I wish I could read it. Okay. Next one is a really fun one. A few weeks ago, or a few months ago, maybe, there was actually a release where Archie would finally decide who he's going to choose, Betty or Veronica. And this book is kind of like that from the early Silver Age. So this is Betty and Veronica, number 37, and it's one where Archie's he's making the decision, right? Who's he gonna choose? He's gonna choose Veronica or Betty, and it's like Archie loves. I think he should say both, and then maybe he can survive. But yeah, so I thought that was a cute one. And as I was saying, I do like gimmicky covers. So this next one is a gimmicky cover. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I got to pick that one up. I love infinity covers. So this is Jimmy Olsen, number 110. And it's just a gimmicky one. And it's there's another gimmick with this. There's a few times where Superman is getting his hair cut. There's one in the Golden Age where there's a whole bunch of broken scissors on the cover where they've been trying to cut Superman's hair. And this one, I don't know how he's doing it. How can Jimmy cut Superman's indestructible hair of steel? So and yet he's cutting it. So that's pretty cool. And then it's an infinity cover. So how good of an infinity is it? It's like 1, 2, it looks like. So not that great of an infinity, but still an infinity cover, which is what I like. I think it's cool that it's also a hair cutting one as well. So that's an interesting one. I'm not sure, we'll have to read it to find out how he can cut his hair. The next one is another 3D comic. This is another Mr. Monster one, 3D horror. So it's kind of fun. And then this next couple are interesting one. This is probably one of the more bizarre stories ever for Action Comics or Superman. It's Action Comics 592. This is actually the first appearance of Sleaze. I guess something about a porn tape or something. I don't know. I have to read it, but it's something weird like that where there's sort of a blackmail thing going on and like some bizarre sex tape or something like that against Superman. I don't know. I have to look it up. I have to read it. I mean, back off, Superman. The creature called the Sleaze must die. Okay, I guess he's the Sleaze, right? This creature right here. And then you'll have to kill me first, Barda. So I guess Superman and Barda, something happened between them. And the Sleaze, he's like, got the tapes or something. So, very odd story by John Byrne. So maybe that explains it a bit. And then this is a good one too. So that's the first part of the story, and this is the second part of the story. I think this is where the Sleaze dies, maybe. Superman and my wife, and you see Mr. Miracle not so happy with seeing Barda and Superman kissing. So this is Action Comics 293, which is the next part. So who knows? I got to read both because I think that'll be a funny one to read. And this next one is an interesting one as well. It's kind of Superman related, but you might not think it's Superman related. This is Thor 241. And I think this is the one where there's a scene in it where there's Clark Kent. And there's a Clark Kent in this book, which is very odd for a Marvel book. So yeah, I think DC was kind of, I don't know, playing with making fun of, or Marvel was making fun of DC or something, I'm not sure. But there's a scene with Clark Kent in this. Okay, and this last one, this one was just sort of a cover buy, but for a weird reason. Sometimes I like when covers have subliminal messages or innuendos or weird little things. When I saw this, I saw it as a thumbnail, and I was very curious about it. And I thought, wow, that's kind of, I don't know if that was intentional or like what the situation is. Now, I'm not sure if you'll notice it when I show it, but I noticed it right off the bat. Let's see if you guys notice it. I'll tell you what I saw. And I picked it up just because of, wow, that's really weird. So it's the new Millie, the model, number 158. Number 158. And at first you might not notice it. Probably there's nothing really interesting about this book. And it might not have been even intentional, but I did notice this weird thing. Now, over here, if you look at this candle, just, doesn't it look like a swastika? Like, I just, you know, maybe I'm just seeing things where they're not there, but I really thought that looked like a swastika. I thought, wow, that's very odd. You know, I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but it's just very odd candelabra. And why did they make it look like that? It's just probably nothing, but I just thought it was very interesting. So that's why I picked this book up. I know it's very odd, but I also collect Millie the model, so, you know, didn't matter either way. But I just thought it was very strange. So that is it from this haul. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for other parts. There will be some pretty cool things as this unboxing series continues. So again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.